An orphan,
Sophie
adopted
Barnes,
by her uncle,
an orphan
is forced to
raised by
marry
my
a reclusive
uncle's family.
tycoon rumored to
Today
be
is my
hideously
cousin Alice's
disfigured.
wedding.
On their wedding
I
night,
reach the
he
dressing
wears a
room
silver
door
mask,
and hear moans.
cold and
I
distant,
recognize
but
the
she does,
voices.
and tweet.
Alice
She
and
throws
my
herself
boyfriend
into her
David.
career,
Oh, baby.
fighting her aunt's schemes.
Who's better
Every
than
time
me
she's
or
scorned red,
Sophie?
his
No one
secret
comes
life strikes
close
like
to you.
Ashadol. She
You actually
slowly
dared to
feels the
seduce me
tenderness
on your
behind that
wedding
scarred
day.
face.
I push
When he
the door
finally
open
unmasks and
throw the
helps her find
bouquet
her
at
lost
them.
mother, she breaks down.
Sophie,
You've been
she came
protecting
on
me
to
all
me.
along.
Did she hold a
From
gun to your
contract to
head?
devotion, this
I
marriage
slap
starts with
him.
Ali,
Then
but ends with
Alice.
forever.
My Uncle Colton and Aunt Michelle rush in.
How do I explain this to the knights?
I won't marry that scarred Adrian Knight! Let her marry him!
Sophie, after everything we've done for you, take Alice's place. My aunt whispers in my ear, I know where your mother is. My mother has been gone for 20 years. If marriage is a bargain, at least this time I'll trade it for something that matters. Fine. I'll marry Adrian Knight. The wedding begins. At the aisle stands a tall man in a black mask. The groom is Adrian Knight, son of Zatwell's wealthiest family, the infamous Heartbreaker. A black mask covers half his face. My uncle places my hand in his. He strokes my thumb gently. He leans close to my ear.
Are you ready, my bride?
The ring bearer walks forward carrying a tray. The host lifts the covering.
Oh my God, it's the sunset flame. The matching stone is worn by the Princess of Yatta.
Alice grits his teeth in the audience.
You may kiss your bride.
I freeze. We only met today. Adrian hesitates too. His breath draws near. I close my eyes. Then a warm touch lands on my forehead. At the reception, a man approaches with a wine glass. Rory, my husband's half-brother.
My brother is scarred. He won't even take off his mask for the wedding, afraid you'll run away.
I glance at Adrian. He's calm, but he's my husband. If he won't stand up for himself, I will. I choose a husband for his character. If you can't even treat your own brother decently, that's pathetic.
You've got quite the tongue. I apologize for my mistake earlier. Consider this an apology drink.
I reach for the glass. He tilts his wrist. Red wine pours down my chest.
My hand slipped.
Adrian drapes his jacket over me. Rory turns to leave.
If you can't even hold a glass, maybe you don't need that hand.
Adrian snaps Rory's wrist. Rory screams and crumples. Adrian yanks his hair and pours wine over his head. He looks like a drowned rat. Their father, Mike, storms over.
You brat! What did you do to your own brother?
Since you failed to teach him manners, I'll do it myself.
Another kick lands on Rory's face. A bloody tooth flies onto the carpet.
Apologize, or I swear I'll disown you!
As you wish.
Adrian lost all his money and properties. He's even worse off than me. I take him to my tiny apartment. Sorry if it feels cramped in here. After I change, I see him stacking my magazines. You're nothing like the spoiled playboy people said.
I need to take a call on the balcony.
He steps onto the balcony.
Let me guess. Alice kicked you to the curb the second she found out you lost the money.
She hasn't ditched me yet.
Soon. It's late. There's only one bathroom. You go first. After he goes in, I move my blanket to the couch. Adrian comes out of the shower, wearing only a towel. I quickly shut my eyes and turn away, but I lose my footing and fall right into his arms, my palms landing flat against his bare chest. Your heart is pounding.
It's our wedding night, Mrs. Knight. What's there to be nervous about? You don't want to be intimate with me? Because I'm scarred?
He leans close, his cold mask nearly touching my nose.
That's not it!
I've always thought sex is something you share with someone you love, but I still closed my eyes and leaned in.
I don't make people do things they don't want to. I'll take the couch.
He lets go and goes to sleep on the couch. I open my eyes and stare at his back for a long time. This notorious playboy is so restrained. Warmth fills my heart. The next morning, I wake up half an hour early to make a decent breakfast. Adrian has been sleeping on the couch for a night, and I feel a little guilty.
Adrian, breakfast is ready.
I turn with the plate and find him standing right behind me. I let out a startled cry. My hand slips. The whole plate of pasta spills all over him.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to.
His suit is covered in sticky meat sauce. A few drops are on his neck and jaw. I grab napkins in a panic. Let me clean that up. I wipe the sauce off his clothes frantically. As I wipe, I notice a few drops of orange sauce on his mask, bright and glaring against the black. Take off your mask. I'll wash it for you. My hand moves faster than my mind. Before he can answer, my fingers hook around the edge of his mask, ready to lift it.
No, I'll do it myself.
He goes into the bathroom. I bite my lip in regret. He's been scarred since childhood and always wears the mask. He doesn't want anyone to see his face. When he comes out after cleaning up, I sit at the table awkwardly with a big bite of pasta in my mouth. At home, you could take off the mask and breathe. We're married. What's there to hide?
I'm used to it.
I don't push it. I've heard that people with scars are sensitive. His comfort matters more. After breakfast, I rush to work. Before leaving, I pull out my last $200 from my bag. Go buy yourself some new clothes.
Keep it. I have money.
Stop being stubborn. Your cards are all frozen. Where would you get money?
I shove the cash into his palm before he can stop me, then quickly put on my shoes and run out. Adrian looks at those crumpled bills and smirks. It's the first time anyone has ever pitied him. I go to the Barnes mansion to ask Michelle about my mother. Alice mocks me. How's life with your ugly husband? Where did you spend your wedding night? On a park bench? I did what you wanted. I married Adrian. Now tell me where my mother is.
Is that how you talk to your aunt? Did you forget your manners?
I married under Alice's name. If you lied to me, I'll tell the Knights the truth. My aunt forces a fake smile and pulls a slip of paper from her bag.
Your mother is alive. Here's her number.
I dial the number with shaking hands.
Soph? Is that you?
Ma.
That nickname breaks me. I tell her I forgive her and beg her to come see me. I'm overjoyed. What I don't know, the woman on the phone isn't my mother at all. This is just the start of a conspiracy. That night, the landlord shows up. He's a middle-aged man. His gaze slithers through every corner of my living room. What do you want?
Just letting you know, rent's going up next month.
Again? This is already 10% higher than similar places.
I'll make you a deal. Spend one night with me, and I won't raise the rent.
He reaches toward me, leering at my chest with a look that makes my skin crawl.
Get away from me!
Adrian comes home just in time and punches the landlord to the floor. The landlord scrambles up.
Get out! Both of you! I'm evicting you!
He throws a pile of cash on the floor. I crouch and pick it up. We're kicked out. As we walk down the street with our suitcases, a man in sunglasses stops us.
Need a place? A brand new penthouse. 4 bedrooms. 1,000.
I think he's a scammer, but Adrian is already following him. The door opens, and I'm stunned. The place is huge, and everything screams luxury. All of this for 1,000? Really?
I'm moving abroad, so I'd rather find someone to take care of it.
And just like that, we move into this penthouse. I stand by the floor-to-ceiling window, looking out at the city lights. Are we really living here?
Yes. Get some rest. You have work tomorrow.
Our company is acquired by Pinnacle Group. All designers have to take a live exam. The theme is promise. I find my seat and notice my superior, Leela, glaring at me from across the table with hostility. What can an assistant designer draw? You're not turning in a blank paper, are you? Didn't I help with most of your work? Hope you still remember how to design. I look down at the diamond on my finger. An idea hits me. I'll design a men's ring to match mine. I sketch for a long time. My pencil touches the page with confident strokes. When I turn in my paper, I leave with confidence. Unbeknownst to me, Leela is behind me, eyeing my design. The next day, I get a termination email. It says my design didn't meet standards. Impossible. My design couldn't have failed. I immediately reply, demanding a review. Then I open the company website. The homepage displays the best design from the exam. The moment the image loads, I shoot to my feet.
That's my drawing, but it's signed with Lila's name.
I rush to the company to confront them. My best friend Sarah is already waiting at the entrance. Sophie, what you said on the phone, is it true? There were cameras in the exam room.
The footage will prove it's my drawing. We walk to the turnstile, but security stops me.
Former employees aren't allowed inside.
I argue with the guard at the entrance, but he stands his ground. Just then, a black Bentley stops around the corner.
Adrian walks up to me and gently presses my shoulder. What are you doing here?
Just passing by. What's going on?
I tell him about my stolen design and being blocked at the door.
After listening, he calmly takes off his mask, just for the guard to see. The guard's face changes instantly. He lets me in. I only catch a glimpse of a small patch of skin under the mask. Smooth, no scars. Your face.
Go inside. Don't waste time.
I don't have time to dwell on his face. I grab Sarah and rush inside. Unbeknownst to me, Adrian takes the private elevator to the top floor. I find the design director, Zachary, and demand the exam footage. He sends his assistant to check, but the assistant comes back and says the footage is corrupted.
Miss Barnes, do you have any other proof?
Leela pulls a yellowed sketch from her desk and claims it's her creative process. I kept detailed records of my design process. Zachary, Sophie has always been jealous of me. She's just getting revenge. That's clearly fake. She could have copied the ring after the contest and faked the date.
Enough! You're slandering Leela without proof. Sophie, leave now!
Give me 10 minutes. Let us compete right here. Our skills will speak for themselves. Zachary is about to refuse, but Simon, our new CEO, appears.
I think this is a great idea.
10 minutes later, we hand in our sketches. I point to the tiny K engraved on the band. I designed this ring as a pair with the diamond on my finger. The K stands for my husband's last name. Leela's sketch doesn't have that letter at all.
The truth comes out.
She's fired on the spot and blacklisted from the industry. A few days later, a woman comes to me. She claims to be my mother. She looks a bit like the mother I remember.
Mom? Is it really you? Soph, I finally get to see you. I've missed you so much. You've suffered a lot all these years.
She brings homemade cookies. My nose stings.
I take them and hug her tight.
Mom, where have you been all these years? Why didn't you come back for me?
I had my reasons, Soph. Your father left behind debts. I left to escape the loan sharks. Can you forgive me? I nod and tell her I forgive her, but something feels wrong. Her voice, her eyes. They're not the same as I remember.
I tell myself maybe she's changed. After all those hard years, I shouldn't be so suspicious. A few days later, my mother collapses at home. A neighbor calls an ambulance and rushes her to the hospital. She's diagnosed with end-stage kidney failure.
She needs a kidney transplant. Her blood type is rare, O negative. Waiting for a deceased donor could take 3 to 5 years.
How long can she survive without a transplant?
Without a transplant, probably less than a year.
I freeze. I'm O negative too. I'm her biological daughter. My kidney will most likely match. Doctor, I want to donate my kidney. I'll pay anything. Just save her.
First, do the matching test. Living donation is not a small matter. Think it through carefully.
When I get home, I tell Adrian. His face changes immediately.
Are you insane? Do you know what losing a kidney means? No late nights, no overworking. Even a cold could cause kidney inflammation.
It's my body. I'll take responsibility. She's my mother. I can't just watch her die.
I won't allow it!
We have a huge fight. I turn and go into the bedroom, locking the door behind me. The matching results come back. It's a match. I silently pack my suitcase, ready to go to the hospital.
Where are you going?
To the hospital for the surgery.
I won't let you go.
He grabs my wrist and won't let go. I try to pull free, but he only tightens his grip. Let go of me.
I won't. I'm your husband. I have a say in this. I disagree and I won't allow you to donate.
Adrian, have you forgotten? Our marriage is just a contract. Why take it so seriously? You almost look like you love me.
You asked if I love you?
He leans down and kisses me fiercely. The kiss is fierce, almost stealing all my breath.
Is that clear enough for you?
I stand there frozen, my mind completely blank, my legs weak. I can't say a single word.
The next day, I take Adrian to the hospital. As soon as we enter the ward, I hear a man crying out. A man is sitting on the floor, clinging to her leg, crying like a child. He clearly has mental disabilities.
Mom, don't abandon me. Come home with me.
Be good, sweetheart. Mommy will come back soon. Go home with the nanny first.
No! If I leave, you'll become someone else's mom! They said you put on makeup to pretend to be someone else's mom.
I stare at her face. Something seems off. I rush to the bathroom, wet a towel, and scrub her face hard.
What are you doing? Let me go! Are you crazy?
The foundation wipes off, revealing a completely different face underneath. Her features are nothing like the mother I remember.
You're not my mother. Who are you? Why did you lie to me? It was Michelle. She paid me to pretend to be your mother. She wants your kidney!
I feel cold all over. It was all a plot. My aunt wanted to steal my kidney.
After the scheme exposed, Michelle is sent abroad that night by my uncle. He says she'll never come back. I go back to work and throw myself into my job. I don't want to think about those terrible things anymore.
Sophie, guess what? Someone specifically requested you.
Who?
Angie Crawford, the general manager of Luxie Fashion.
The daughter of the Crawford Group president. She wants to be friends with you.
Angie's a top figure in fashion. Countless designers would kill to work with her. I don't know why she's interested in me. Soon after, I got a call from her. Ms. Barnes, I really like your designs. Your ideas are very unique. I'd like to meet you in person.
Of course, Miss Crawford. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. On the weekend, I get a wedding invitation from my ex-boyfriend, David. He has the bracelet my mother left me, and he's forcing me to come to the wedding to get it back. I hesitate for a long time, and I still go to the wedding. That bracelet means a lot to me. I can't just give it up. David sends Alice away and corners me in the lounge. He closes the door.
Sophie, you came. I know you still love me.
Don't flatter yourself. Give me back my bracelet, and I'll leave.
Sophie, I know you didn't want to marry that ugly man. Divorce him, and we'll start over. You married someone else, I cheated. We're even.
Are you insane? My husband and I are very happy. He grabs my hand and tries to kiss me. I struggle with all my strength, but he's too strong.
Don't be scared. Once I get you laid, you'll forget about him. I'll treat you nice. Trust me.
Just then, the door is kicked open. Adrian bursts in and punches David square in the face.